thing. Hey guys, it's Zach from the Awesome Padron Show, and we are on the season finale of Ahsoka. Well, season finale, series finale. They haven't really announced yet if there's going to be season 2. Honestly, I can see this ending on a cliffhanger because I don't see them really wrapping up everything, especially with Thrawn just starting out. I doubt they're going to conclude Thrawn's story, his complete story here. Honestly, it'd be kind of cool if it was like a Empire Strikes Back situation or Infinity War situation to where the bad guys actually win, and maybe even Thrawn and his group of stormtroopers or night troopers, they're able to leave the planet and there's a galaxy while Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra are stranded and they have to find another way back. But yeah, it's exciting. This is going to be my first full series to have a reaction on our channel. I did a few videos where I reacted to Obi-Wan episodes last year when the Obi-Wan show came out. But after the first 4 episodes, the show was just really kind of disappointing to me and kind of made me lose interest in editing these videos. I recorded a reaction to episodes 5 and 6, the last 2 episodes, but I just couldn't get myself motivated to edit them, especially because they were getting barely any views. They're actually getting less views than our reviews at the time. So yeah, this is gonna be my first full series, and I brought back this Rogue One shirt that I wore in the first 2 episodes, just because in those videos I had the camera really close to me, so you could barely even see it, which you can hardly see it now. But yeah, it's a Rogue One shirt. I'm actually pretty proud of it. You got the Robo Alliance logo on the sleeve. But yeah, I don't really have much to say before jumping into this episode, mostly because I'm really excited to see how this show ends, or at least this season ends. I'm curious if we're going to see Hayden Christensen as Anakin again. It'd be really cool. That's been some of my favorite parts of this whole show so far. Or it'd be even cooler if we actually see his actual Force ghost and not just like the whatever we saw when they were in the World Between Worlds, like his actual Force ghost, like the blue glowing Force ghost that we saw at the end of Return of the Jedi. It'd be cool if Ahsoka finally gets to talk to Anakin like straight up, not like philosophically or like metaphorically.
And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm deaf, straight up.
And I also wonder if we're going to see Luke in this episode. It is kind of weird that we haven't seen Luke at all in this show. Especially because I know he's like busy like starting up the new Jedi Academy and all that. But I feel like Thrawn potentially coming back and like Imperial loyalists like rising up again. You'd think he'd be like one of the first ones to actively be going out and trying to stop that from rising back up, and especially since he knows Ahsoka, so I feel like he would know the situation. It's not like he's like he's like left in the dark in this. I don't want to try to make too many predictions, so I might just jump into this episode and then I'll have some thoughts afterwards. I don't know if I'm going to do like a full review after the episode, but we'll see how it goes.
This is preposterous. Jedi. False Jedi.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I don't know why. I can't remember why, but I was looking at that show, that Star Wars Resistance show that came out a few years ago that kind of looks pretty terrible and doesn't have many good reviews. But apparently that Ziano, or however you pronounce his name, the guy that was like berating like Hera at that meeting, he's apparently a character that's in that show. I don't know if it's the same character, but it's the same name, and it's like a unique name, so I doubt it's a different character, or at least they must have some kind of relation.
Of your dark magic.
We are at your service, my lord.
It is funny, Thrawn's reaction to finding out that Anakin was Ahsoka's master. Which you'd think he would know that, because he knew who Baylan Skoll was from the Clone Wars. But it's not that big of a deal.
I've watched many an Imperial
Yep.
officer make the same assumptions about the rebellion.
He has experience, especially with these rebels. Ahsoka, Ezra. Well, not Ahsoka. I don't think he ever met Ahsoka, but Ezra and Sabine.
Even I fell victim to the heroics of a single Jedi.
Yep, Ezra. I mean, that's the exact Jedi who's out there right now. Plus another one.
I do. Do you abandon your old life for this new one? I do.
She's getting a promotion. She's now a mother. He's just standing back there awkwardly.
The blade. Both Telson.
Mother Talzin. That's cool. She gets a mention here. The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord. It's like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Did they do that on purpose?
No, that's not gonna work. Look.
Not going to work? What are you talking about?
The blade emitter is too narrow.
He's so sassy. Ewing is.
Who taught you how to build a lightsaber anyway?
Kanan
Oh,
Jarrus.
Kanan Jarrus. So he is building a lightsaber.
Yeah. He was my master.
We can get a flashback. Freddie Prinze Jr.
I taught Kanan took the one, the other I held on to in case he ever needed it. It is proper that you should have it.
That was pretty nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, he got his lightsaber back.
Looks like you were a good student.
Not green like his last lightsaber was, but it is blue like his first one was.
It's been.
Where'd they get the Kyber crystal for it though? I don't know. Maybe he was just on the ship.
Ahsoka became afraid that Sabine was training as a Jedi for the wrong reasons after what happened on Mandalore.
Oh, I thought it was because of what happened on Mandalore.
At the end of the war, the Empire purged the entire surface of the planet, killing hundreds of thousands.
Dang. So even after the Emperor is killed. See, that's why I don't understand the hate that Sabine's been getting from a lot of people, because they don't mention how she lost her entire family right before this. Well, not right before this, but pretty soon before this. And I think she's been making a lot of human decisions. I will say it was kind of stupid that she held off so long to tell Ezra what the situation was. She could have gotten him, her, and that whole village that he was living with killed by not telling them the situation and having them prepare. Because she had to have known that Thrawn, well, for one, that Thrawn was going to launch an attack of some kind on them. And two, they were about to leave. Thrawn and his people were about to leave. So they were going to have a way to get off this planet, off this galaxy. So you would think that, hey, we should probably tell Ezra so that we can form a plan to steal some kind of ship or the entire ship or something, or find a way to use their resources to get it back home. But yeah, that's the only thing that I've had a problem with Sabine. But the rest, like, she was getting hate a lot before that.
Sorry. No.
Classic Star Wars line. I love you. I know. I'm sorry. I know.
Often no one understood my reasons.
Yep. Leaving the Jedi Order. Well, he didn't understand her leaving the Order.
He always stood by me.
One of the only ones who stood by her whenever she was framed for murder.
Have you kept up with your training?
About that. Which, yes, have you been keeping with your training? But they were only apart for what couldn't have been more than just a couple days.
Let's go. Just finished.
Oh, some TIE fighters. You know that sound? Yeah, gonna get to see Ezra in action with the lightsaber.
On my signal!
Man, every time he says Sabine, it sounds so much like him in Rebels.
Sorry to state the obvious. This is gonna slow us down a bit.
Only if we let it.
Just a little bit.
Yang, how's it going?
I'm doing the best I can, however, I cannot promise anything.
You've kept her in the sky longer than I've been alive.
Do not wait.
Yeah, he's like, it's gonna be a while over here.
Any ideas of what we're up against? Let's try the front door.
They're never expected.
Rain hellfire upon them. I've been negotiating with the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker.
Yep. Probably good. Smart thinking. I don't know how they're gonna survive this. Oh, it's just gonna be ground assault. That kind of hellfire, not from the air. Okay, they are. I thought they were gonna do a ground assault. Of course, they're missing every time. Because why not? That's one of the biggest complaints I had about Star Wars Rebels, the show, is they got away with so much against the Empire. It's like they made the Empire look so incompetent. It's like, okay, I can suspend my disbelief for a little bit, but sometimes it goes a little bit too far in Rebels, and then what just happened there. But you know, my dad actually has had a good explanation that they could for all this, especially with like the stormtroopers, about how bad the stormtroopers are at aiming and all that. It's a big joke with Star Wars. They could just explain it by saying, if you're with the Force, it allows you to like be able, the bullets to just miss you if you're one with the Force. I mean, you still have to deflect some of them, but if you're one with the Force, it's almost like a shield or like a barrier that's shielding you. They could just explain it like that. Then you don't have to worry about all these jokes about stormtroopers having terrible aim and this kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I know. I also know it's a thing that's common in action movies, where the enemy misses a whole bunch of shots. But I mean, I feel like that just made it too convenient to just walk in there. I mean, maybe it's that kind of thing is explained in one of the books or comics, but I don't think it's been explained in the movies or anything. Yeah, let's go. That's probably why they gave him a blue lightsaber, so that since she has a green lightsaber already.
Draw them out.
That's pretty cool looking. Yeah, it's cool. You see him use a lightsaber in live action. Yeah, superhero pose. Oh, they are zombies. Yeah, I knew that. I had seen theories online like way back after like episode 6, I think, whenever Thrawn was first introduced in the show. People were saying that his night troopers were zombies. Seems like that's the case. It'd be cool if we saw some with like missing arms and all that. Because I mean, they're using lightsabers. Some of them have to have been dismembered. Make them like true zombies. Yeah, it's like Nazi zombies on Call of Duty. I've only played Call of Duty like a handful of times. It's like in Jedi Fallen Order, whenever you got those Night Sister zombies chasing after you, or even there's Night Sister zombies on Clone Wars too. Oof, she blocked those pretty well. She had her own little twirl.
Nice moves.
She's been training.
What's your excuse?
I missed you.
Hey, this is the first time he's held a lightsaber in what, almost 10 years?
We require a little more time.
I understand.
What does that mean?
For the Empire.
She gonna sacrifice herself? She just got a promotion. Yeah, that's probably why they're okay with this, because they're like, well, we just promoted her, now we gotta get rid of her.
Go on out.
How's this gonna go? She can be able to take 3,
Stay together, remember?
You must
well,
stop
2.5
Thrawn.
Jedis
Now go.
on her own. That's pretty good.
Take us out.
Ditching Elizabeth. Oh yeah, where's that one stormtrooper with the face on him or something? I can't remember what his name is. Was his mouth opening through his helmet? Who? Force theme music. Blocking all of them.
You can't make that jump.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, do the thing that Kanan used to do,
I push you first and you pull me across.
where one of them jumps and the other pushes with the force. But I don't know about this. This is kind of crazy,
The longer you hesitate, the harder you
especially because they haven't practiced. And Sabine is as strong as Kanan was in the force. The music. Well, think maybe he grabbed onto the lower levels. Yep.
Come on, your turn! There's no time, come on!
What's she thinking? Is Sabine gonna go back and save Ahsoka? Oh, or is Sabine... Are they gonna flip-flop? Is Sabine and Ahsoka gonna get stuck on this planet? And Elsbeth and Ezra and Thrawn are gonna escape?
And you will die here. Alone.
Not alone.
Yep. It's kind of, those kind of moments in shows and movies are funny because, like, did Elizabeth not see Sabine running up before she said "not alone"? But that happens a lot in movies and shows. So, dang.
Morgan is dead.
Said it so matter of factly. Yep. They flip-flop places.
I am diverting all power to the engines. Now.
Full throttle.
I regret we haven't met face to face, and perhaps now we never shall. Still, I know you
The rhino on your tail.
because I knew your master.
Oh, he knew Anakin?
I concluded your strategies would be simple.
I've always wondered if what Thrawn was doing during the Clone Wars. That's probably been explained in the books.
Long live the Empire.
Oof. Yeah. Yep. Now they're gonna be living with the hermit crab villagers. They're gonna have to learn the language. They're gonna have all the time for Sabine to carry on with her training. Hey, it's Morai. Live action. That's awesome. That's the first time, right? We didn't see him earlier in the show, did we? That's cool. Oh yeah, we didn't see Balin all this up. Oh man, that's so sad. We're not going to be able to see more of Balin. Oh, do they plan for him? Oh my god, this guy. It's a huge pit in my stomach. Okay, there he is. Oh cool, that mountain has a face on it. Who was calling out to him? It wasn't Palpatine, was it? Is that the father? But the father and son and daughter all died. Oh man, but they're... What are they gonna do? Are they gonna recast them, or... I saw somebody say if Balin survives the end of the season, they should cast Liev Schreiber, which I mean I guess would be a cool recast, but I mean it'd still be so sad. Oh man. Wait, who is this? It's gonna be not gonna be Balin is Night Trooper. Who's in it? I'm trying to think of who it could be. Or Shin Hattie. Oh, okay, duh. I'm dumb. Oh god, y'all are probably gonna make fun of me. I'm I'm freaking dumb. Yep. First time staying home for her. In almost a decade. Bittersweet. Because now it's flip-flopped.
And thanks to you, Ezra got home.
Yep. I guess mission accomplished. Well, half mission accomplished. Ezra got home. Thrawn got home also, though.
What is it?
I felt like nothing. Just shadows in the starlight.
What'd she see? It wasn't Purgle, was it? Well, if it was Purgle, they're about to come here and die. So this is a graveyard for Purgle. Is that gonna be the end of it? Oh man, they're not gonna show a scene between the two. Oh man, that'd be cool if season 2, if he's throughout the season, like talking with Ahsoka throughout the whole season. Oh my god, please make that happen. In fact, like, I even saw this one comment a while back talking about how they need to have a movie or TV show with Luke just carrying out a mission, whatever kind of mission they want to do, but having Anakin like with them the whole time and them like bouncing off each other, just like learning with each other and all that. And that'd be so cool. But it'd also be cool to have it here with Ahsoka as well. Oh man. Hey, and I'm sure a lot of people are glad now that George Lucas replaced the original Anakin actor Sebastian Shaw with Hayden Christensen as a Force Ghost at the end of Return of the Jedi, because now it makes sense. Because if it remained Sebastian Shaw, then it would have made sense. But yeah, so it did end on a cliffhanger, and it definitely is going to have a season 2. I didn't have the feeling that I wanted to have, but it was still a good ending. It's gonna be interesting now with Ahsoka and Sabine on this distant planet and Huyang, because they're on uncharted territories. They're in a new galaxy that hasn't been explored by Star Wars. I do know that in one of the previous episodes, either the last episode or the episode before that, there's like hieroglyphics or like writing on the wall of the planet that they're on that had to do with the Zepho that were shown in the Jedi Fallen Order video game, which, if I remember correctly, it's been a little bit since I played Fallen Order, but I think they were like an ancient species in the original galaxy. So I guess they lived here too, or maybe they originated from here. By the way, they have a whole galaxy and a whole planet to explore, and hopefully Hayden Christensen is going to be regular in season 2 every episode, hopefully, and just like talking with Ahsoka, or at least most of the episodes. I can't help but keep thinking, kind of like what I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I can't help but keep thinking that as much as I like the show, it's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of flaws with it. It's not even one of my favorite things of Star Wars. I still think Rebels and Clone Wars and a lot of the movies are still better than this show. but I still liked it. But I can't help but think that if this was animated and it had the same voice actors from the Clone Wars and Rebels, and it had the animation that was in the season 7 of Clone Wars and Tales of the Jedi, that I would have liked it more. I honestly think I would have liked it more if it was animated with those voice actors and that animation. Because I don't know, there's just something about this show that just didn't fully connect with me, just emotionally and just overall, just watching it. I wasn't as invested in it as I should have been, considering how strongly attached I was to these characters in Clone Wars and Rebels. Like, honestly, like the very end of Clone Wars, those last like 5-7 minutes, I literally like teared up while watching it. Like I was like had a tear that like actually fell down my face and everything, which doesn't happen too often in shows and movies for me. And Rebels, one of the strongest elements of Rebels was the characters. Like I wasn't expecting to get so attached to those characters, even though I still had some complaints about the show in general. The characters were so great and I was so attached to them. But I don't know, there's just something about this show that they cast the actors pretty decently. They weren't like terrible casting choices, but like there's just something about it I didn't connect with as much as I felt like I should have. And also, where is Zeb? I know he's a CGI character and that's probably 90% of the reason why he was in the show, but it's weird that he didn't show up even at the very end, like just as a cameo. Like, especially there at the end, whenever Hera sees Ezra come back. Like it would have been cool if Zeb was there to see Ezra come back. But yeah, before I get too negative, I did enjoy this show. I like, the more I think about the more videos I watch, the more I think about like Ahsoka's arc, especially in episode 5. Like before that, she had this whole weight of the guilt and the just the guilt that she had, feeling that she was responsible for Anakin turning to Darth Vader. Like we even saw in that one scene in Rebels when she sees Anakin in the Jedi Temple. Obviously it wasn't actually Anakin, it was just her hallucinating and her guilt kind of being personified into Anakin.
You abandoned me. You failed me! Do you know what I've become?
But like she has this responsibility that she feels for creating Darth Vader because she chose to leave the Jedi Order and leaving Anakin whenever he was one of the only ones fighting so hard to keep her there and prove her innocence. So I understand now why she was acting the way she had been throughout like The Mandalorian, Boba Fett, the beginning of the show. So I do like her arc about having to see Anakin and have Anakin teach her that final lesson that no, this isn't your fault. And I'm going to put a link in the comments. There's this one video. It's only a minute long, but it's a pretty perfect video. It's from the channel called Bombastic Clips. And it's talking about how Anakin is trying to save Ahsoka from dying because she hasn't been feeling like living during this whole time because of this guilt. And Anakin knows that Padme died because she gave up on living, which I know a lot of people make fun of in Revenge of the Sith when it was said that Padme just lost her will to live. But this show kind of like solidified that, made it a little better, because Anakin saw that Padme died because she lost the fight to live. She didn't want to live anymore. And she died in childbirth because of that, because of what she saw Anakin, who Anakin became, the Republic falling, the Palpatine rising to Emperor status. So she just completely lost the will to live and she died. So now Ahsoka is in a position to where she's pretty much lost the will to live, and she's just going through the motions, going through like life without really like having the optimism that she once had. So he's trying to prevent Ahsoka from dying like Padme died and like his mom did. And in that final scene between Anakin and Ahsoka in episode 5, whenever Ahsoka says, "I choose to live," you can see the relief on his face, like him just feeling like, I finally saved someone I loved from dying. And that's the whole reason he turned to the dark side, was to learn how to save someone he loved from dying. And he finally was able to in that moment. And it really added a lot to Ahsoka, because after that, she was able to be more optimistic. I still don't think she perfectly captured the feeling of Ahsoka from the anime show, but she did better than earlier, which obviously was a choice earlier, why she was acting, how she was acting. And it is really sad that Ray Stevenson has passed away. So they're obviously planning on having Baylan Skoll be in more of this show and in more stuff in general. So it's just sad that, as sad as it would have been, I kind of was hoping for his character to die in the show, so that we weren't left with this limbo type of scenario to where, are they going to kill him off screen? Are they going to recast him? But I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see how they're going to handle that. But they're obviously planning on having him in more of the show. And it would be cool if oh my God, it would be so cool if Ezra goes to Luke and him and Luke work together to bring Ahsoka and Sabine home. Please just have Luke in season 2 of Ahsoka, whether you call it Ahsoka season 2 or call it something else. Please have Luke in season 2 and have him and Ezra work together. And then you could even have that idea that I mentioned earlier, where Luke is talking with Anakin's Force Ghost. And you could even have Anakin talk with Luke as a Force Ghost and Ahsoka, and just have them have different conversations with each other. And just like, you have his son and you have his old apprentice. Like, it'd just be so cool to see the two conversations that each pair has. I feel like you can do a lot with that. I'm not a good writer, so I can't come up with the exact ideas, but like, I feel like there's a lot you can do with that. But just overall, I think this show was good. I don't know if I'd say great, but it was good, and I'm excited for season 2. I don't know when it's going to come out, especially with the writer strike having just ended. They probably haven't even started on the script yet, but hopefully it comes soon, and hopefully it's good. And apparently today, October 3rd, 2023, is also the day that the beginning of Avengers Endgame takes place, or at least after the 5-year time jump. So whenever Steve Rogers goes to that group therapy session, and then the rat frees Scott Lang from the quantum realm, I guess canonically today is that exact day, which I know that 2023 is the year it took place, because Infinity War is 2018, and there's that 5-year time jump. So 2023 is whenever Endgame takes place. But apparently, I've been seeing online that October 3rd is the exact day that those events took place. But anyways, what did y'all think of this episode? What y'all think of the whole show or the whole season so far in general? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And as always, we will see you later.